What is up? Welcome to the Unofficial Tedeschi Trucks podcast. This is episode number 227. I am Adam Choit. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe. That is definitely appreciated for sure. I'll get out an audio version of this as well, and later tonight, tomorrow, soon. So please subscribe on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. That's appreciated too. Check out Weedside Woodsider Dispensary in Queens, New York. That's Randy's spot, supporter of the show. He's awesome. He's the man for all your THC CBD needs in the New York City, Queens area. Weedside, Woodside, all the links to everything is in the episode description, of course, on YouTube as well. What else we got? Check out our Patreon to support. That's cool too. Patreon.com/TTB podcast. That's scrolling. A portion of your contribution at the second two tiers does get donated to Mr. Holland's Opus Foundation, supporting music education. Thank you, Kathleen, Stacy, Troy, Daniel, Bo, Marion, for sure. What else we got? I think that's all the housing keeping things I got for the time being. I want to bring them back on to the show, returning to recap Tedeschi Trucks Band at FirstBank. Is that an amphitheater? No, that's a stadium. Excuse me. That's on Vanderbilt campus. I was doing a little bit of research. Nashville, opening for the Eagles, TTB, of course. But we got Chris and Mary Jane, Cheech and Queen Mary. There they are.
Hey, good to see you again, man.
What is happening? Good to reconnect with you guys. You guys are back in Michigan, right?
Yeah. Back in Michigan, yep.
You guys are doing well.
Yeah, we took a little ride out to Nashville, and it's kind of like 2 for 1. Fortunately, we'd like to see a little bit of more of TBTB, but
TTB, yeah. What refresh me? What was you guys' like TTB origin story? When did you guys discover? How long you've been following this band? Because you guys have been to a handful of shows, if I recall.
We've always been the Allman Brothers and the Dead and all that, and I went to experience Hendrix, and I seen Susan play there, and then in like 2010, and then I was jamming on some Allman Brothers and stuff, and I just kind of put the two together. And I asked my wife if she'd like to go see a concert. She said sure, and that was 2018. We went and see a show, and after that, it's been almost 10 years now, man. We just try to get wherever we can go see something.
Whenever you discover TTB, that's like the passion grows very quickly, whether it's 2018, 2010, whether you go back with so you had seen Derek with the Allman Brothers, you said?
I did not. But follow the Allman Brothers, love their music, love their shows. Just really dug them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, what a
that's once you start listening to them. The more you see them, the more obsessed you get with them.
Yeah. How many times have you seen TTB now?
This is our 13th time now.
Yeah, and it hasn't been that long, and you guys are in Michigan, so is that a decent spot for music where you guys are for live music?
Yeah, I mean, there's always something within about 3-4 miles, 3-4 hour ride. Usually, we can find a couple shows a year.
Super cool. Yeah, the best show is the next show with TTB. So you decided to just go did you fly to Nashville? Or you drive to Nashville? How do you even?
We drove. It was an 8-hour drive.
Okay.
So really not too bad. It's like a work day. Instead of going to work, we went to Nashville.
Right.
8 hours, we were there.
We had a couple of friends that went with us that never saw TTB before.
First timers.
Oh, we're gonna have to get into their reaction for sure. Are you guys big Eagles fans too? What was your fandom?
Yeah, we like the Eagles too, but the real thing I think what it was is that we kind of go on vacation with this couple and we trying to get them to a TTB show. The wife's all in, husband is not so sure, but when the Eagles came, it's like, you get like 2 for 1. The concert tickets are really expensive nowadays, but you figure, you get 2 first-class bands for the price of 1. So it was a good deal all the way around. They wanted to go see the Eagles, so, everybody wins. And I think they really enjoyed TDB, and I think we got a couple new fans.
We always wanted to see the Eagles too, because we've never seen them. So we figured we'd see them before they're retired for good.
Yeah, like a bucket list kind of thing. Yeah, it brought the fan bases together. The show did exactly what it was intended to do. It sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really good show. Beautiful night, great atmosphere. I mean, the Vanderbilt Stadium was not real big. I'd say maybe 35,000 people at the most. You know,
The
our
football,
greatest,
yeah, the
but,
football
close
stadium.
enough to see the stuff and get a good show in.
Yeah, so this stadium was it was the football stadium. This like it looked like
Correct.
this.
Yeah.
What is I wonder what the capacity is.
Is it like 30,000 or something?
35,000.
Yeah. And they had a bunch of private boxes and press boxes, but it was packed. It was. I mean, I gotta say, there were a lot of late arrivals. Some people missed TDB, but that's their mistake. That's their. They'll be wishing they didn't someday.
Yeah, thank you for recording that video. I should post that in the episode description too, for sure.
You know, one day I came home from a concert, and I said, "That was so great, man. I got to see something on YouTube," and there was nothing. So at that point on, I figured, you know what? There'll always be something on when I'm in there, because I'm just gonna record every show.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's not that hard. I mean, really. I mean, no, I don't. It doesn't stop me from dancing. It doesn't stop me from banging. It doesn't stop me from doing anything. And if I'm out of view a couple times or it's bouncing up and down, I still got the audio. And
that's what I was just gonna say. I mean, admittedly, that's what how I primarily consumed your recording, was just listening to the audio. But I've listened to it multiple times. Going through it and then jumping around tracks. It was such a stellar.
We're trying to tell our friends is you never know what they're going to play. It's not an in the can show. It's always going to be something different. Me and my wife were guessing for weeks, and then after the show in Atlanta on May 5th, it's like, okay, well, all those songs they played on May 5th, you ain't going to hear them tonight because they don't usually play songs back to back.
But they did.
But they did. They ended up playing "Crazy Crying" again, and they ended up playing "Midnight in Harlem" again.
Yeah, different cities. There's a method to the madness. I'll read it off. Be kind. I got you. Crazy crying. You can make it if you try. Everyday people. The Sly and Family Stone medley there. And Take Me As I Am. Walk on Gilded Splinters. Midnight in Harlem. I Want More. With a little help from my friends. Made Up Mine. That's a pretty power packed, opening set. Opening for the Eagles, of course.
Right.
It was how long was it? An hour? Was that what it was?
An hour and 4 minutes.
Okay.
It's nice because we never seen Be Kind or I Got You. And then my wife has been waiting after, she's seen the You Can Make Up Your Mind and You Can Make It If You Want and Everyday People. It's on Howard Stern. And then she wore the same dress she wore on Howard Stern, the brown leather dress. They played that out. They had that place just rocking, man. It was really
fun. Video.
Great song. They're excellent. All their music's great, but I love that melody. Love it.
And I got to tell you, be honest, Take Me As I Am was a total buzzkill, man.
You're funny.
That place was rocking, man. If they would have come out with another rocker, man, it would have just blew the top off. And when that came on, everybody stopped and they started talking because, the fans that are there for the Eagles, they don't really know that song. It's kind of slow. It's got a nice little solo in it and stuff. But by the time the song, was 3 verses in, everybody had lost their attention, man. And
that's interesting because I thought me as a hardcore fan listening to the recording back, I'm like, that's always like I always almost listen to that first when I see the band plays that song. Like, oh, I got to listen to that first because it's always such a moment, and you're gonna get a big emotional Derek slide solo on that, Yeah. So I'm always like kind of going to that first, but I could see that in this role in this type of show where it would have made sense to keep it going after.
You only got 10 songs. They played 11 songs. My personal opinion, I would have just kept it jamming, man. I just wouldn't have let up. And that was the other thing that we noticed is that the segue in between songs between Trucks Band and the Eagles. I mean, there's always like 20, 25 seconds of complete darkness and quiet in between each Eagle song. Where with Trucks, Tedeschi Trucks, it's just rolls from one song to the other, man. It don't stop. It just
especially in this setup where they don't have that much time and they have to
Yeah.
get a lot of songs. But yeah, they did go quickly back into Walk on Gilded Splinters, and then Midnight in Harlem, which is one of their signature songs, and people may even know that song. Maybe even the Eagles fan might even possibly know that song. And then I Want More, upbeat song with a little help of my friends. Everyone knows that song, and Made Up Mind, upbeat song. So that was I could see how that's kind of like the only sort of departure or even like a risk, so to speak.
See, and that's the thing with the hour, you know, I Want More without Beck's Bolero is like, it's almost like half the song nowadays.
Right. It was an I Want More with no Beck's Bolero or Soul Sacrifice, right? It was
right.
But I kind of like I don't know, I kind of like that too.
It was probably their biggest rocker of the night.
I Want More. Yeah. Yeah. Everything else is pretty upbeat as well. Other than I guess Take Me As I Am, a big kind of ballad, which I mean, with a little help, my friends finishes very big and everyone knows it obviously too.
Yeah. Well, my wife sure loves this song too, you know, and but I'm a dude, you know, I'm a long-haired hippie, man. I want to see some rocking, man.
I get it. Well, that's funny because like that's where people come to TTB, I think, kind of from different musical worlds, from the Allman Brothers world, or from like a blues world, or soul, or female. Everyone comes from kind of like classic rock. Like I kind of like came to TTB.
The other good thing is they announced on sign on the concert before they officially announced it that they're going back to the Truth Arena in Nashville. They're opening up a new. It's not a stadium. It's a arena or a concert venue, and they're going to just open it up. I think in October, and they're going to be playing 2 nights there, the 16th and 17th, in Nashville. They just added it yesterday. I think tickets went on sale today.
Yeah, when were those? Let me check. When were those dates again? Later in the year?
They announced it October, I think 16th and 17th in Nashville. They're opening up there's a new venue opening up called The Truth. And tickets went on sale, I think, today for that.
They did. Pre-sale.
Fan club sale.
October 16th and 17th. Gotcha.
Right,
I see.
I'm sorry I didn't say that.
No, you may I missed it. Yeah, no, that's cool. That's great. More shows, hopefully more recordings, more videos, more content.
You know, they may have something still up their sleeve, you know, because I remember when they announced their original tour schedule, a lot of people in Tennessee were like, what? No, you're not coming to Tennessee? No, Nashville wasn't there, you know? And maybe they had that, but they couldn't announce it because, you know, maybe the stadium didn't announce their schedule yet or something.
Yeah, it's possible. There's things could be in flux, and there's still some like opportunities to add some more dates for sure if they want to do.
The other drag was no posters for any of the Eagles concerts. I'm hoping that they'd have, you know, a tour, you know, Eagles with TTB. You know, they'll love to do the tour posters for all their shows. I was hoping that they'd do a tour poster, but they did not do one.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was looking for. I look for that stuff too when I'm seeing, just to make a thumbnail or whatever. See what the band posts. I haven't seen any pictures from that show, at least from any of the bands like social media yet. But always looking out for that. How did the couple that you were with react to Tedeschi Trust? When you said they were like, you know, that they were won over, but like how else? I'm curious
they were,
about that.
A little bit, and they were tapping their feet and digging it. You know, like I said, you know, I think you like music better if you know the songs, and when they play something that you know. I don't think he knew any of the songs, and she knew a couple. She knew Crazy Crying is her favorite off the new album. You know, so she got to see one of her favorite songs, and we told her she wasn't going to see it because they played it the night before, you know, 4 nights before in Atlanta, and they usually don't double up, but they played it, so it was all good, you know.
They figured it'd be 2 different audiences enough, and it's like it's the Eagles tour, so it's kind of like it's okay to do something.
Plus, you know, you got Nashville's kind of got that country flavor to it, so you know, I Got You fit in real nice, and Be Kind fit in real nice.
Yeah, those kind of have a little bit of a country flair.
We met a few people in Nashville at the concert that were there for just TTV fame, like we were. I mean, we were there to see Eagles, but we were mostly there to see TTV, obviously.
Yeah, no. If it was convenient for me to like. I seen TTB open for another band? I have to think. I don't think I have, but I would. I have had that thought for sure. An hour of TTBs, I've these or see a shorter set, see members, if you can see members of TTB doing a show.
I wanted to see him another hour. It's like, oh, they're stopping already. Come on, let's go. Let's keep going.
Yeah, it's like when they're doing the national anthem. It's like, okay, keep going. A little Derek and Susan kind of like acoustic set or whatever. We can do something like that.
That's the thing. Right now, they're all over everywhere. They're really hot right now. It's really, really hot.
Yeah, I was asking people before. There it is. I was asking people before if the national anthem at the Kentucky Derby is that the biggest, most high profile gig that kind of like TTB or Derek and Susan have like done in a sense, like since TTB formed, because like that was like live TV on this national big event. Like they've done some like football playoff games. They played the White House, but that was taped and not live and on PBS. Like that wasn't like as, I don't know, the Kentucky Derby, it seems like all the nation's eyes are kind of like on that.
That's pretty high profile,
Yeah, for sure. I can't
profile. It'd be like almost, not Super Bowl level, but it's got to be like doing a World Series game or national anthem at Stanley Cup playoff or something.
Right. Maybe Susan has done. I don't know if they've done a World Series game. Definitely like playoff Jaguars games for sure or whatever.
Right. So I got to ask you, what is your favorite song off the new album?
What is my favorite song off the new album? I mean, it depends on the day, I feel like I do like under the knife, under the knife, the mic,
right.
the mic song. I try and mess around and playing some of these. I Got You. And I mean, I really do love all of them. Shout Out, I guess, is taking a minute to kind of like win me over a little bit, but I like it because it's a weird ballad. That's how I kind of think of it, as it's a ballad. It's kind of like a hippie song, but it's also kind of some of the music is a little bit like Beatlesy, and it's kind of it's like it has like a psychedelic vibe to it a little bit, but it's still a ballad. It's weird. It starts off and you feel like I've heard this, but that's what I love about the album in general, is that all the songs won me over so quickly. I almost sounded like you were feeling the same way. Maybe not, but like these are songs you've been listening to for longer than the album has been out.
Exactly. I say, like, I think, the ones we see in concert or the ones you see on YouTube that they played live, those all, like, I think Who Am I? That's a song that really gets us, It's kind of a lover song, and we've been together for like 37 years now. Oh. So it kind of really paralleled we've been around together forever, and
like that song. That's my favorite.
That's what really gets us. I think that's going to be the keeper, though. Maybe the keeper, that and Future Soul for like future, maybe down the road for staying in the set list, So I thought
Future Soul, yeah, I could see that.
Great album, man. I thought there was, some really good songs on that, and I hate to see them kind of leave the set list a little bit here and there, but. You just can't play everything.
Right, especially as they grow their catalog, you can't play everything, and that's a common complaint in quotes from fans, is that we didn't get enough of the I Am the Moon stuff live. There were songs that I think some of us wanted to hear more, or just digging deeper into the entire 4 album. I thought those albums should have won awards and gotten just more critical recognition, commercial recognition, always too, but like I don't know. I mean, it was such an epic like achievement to do that, and so creative the way they slow released like all the music. I thought that should have gotten way more critical recognition.
So you're kind of the expert. How many songs do you think they got in the bag that they could pull out at any one time? I mean, you think they got like 100, 150 songs that?
I think that's about the number right there. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. And I think I was lucky enough to interview Emmanuel, Echem, the newest trumpet player,
right.
and official trumpet player in the
awesome.
band.
He's really good.
He brings his own style to the band. I feel like, and he's a powerful voice within the band. That's, I think that's cool. But I think I think he might have said the number 150, something like that, songs he had to learn. So that gives you an idea.
So since it's America's 250th anniversary and your 250th show is coming up.
That's true. Do those coincide?
Wouldn't it be great to have Derek and Susan for your 250th show to celebrate America?
Let them know. Let them know. I have let them know. I will try to nudge Susan. Susan would probably. I don't know if I could do that. They're coming on together, but I'll keep nudging both of them the best way I can. And I mean, that's yeah, for sure, of course. Well, everyone in the band is always well. Anyone who loves this band and is pretty much welcome to come on the show. The passion is really, it's funny because I forget that even when I talk to Gabe and Kebbi, they're fans of this band in the same way and the same passion that oozes off of you guys and all the other fans. We all love this band and know how awesome Derek and Susan are. But yeah, I think I'll nudge her now that the band has some time off. Maybe I think in between May and June after. Anyway,
right.
Never know. I'll keep at it.
Well, their talent is just amazing. I mean, every single one in that band is amazing to me. They're so talented.
Yeah, that's one of the things you hear newbies or people who find themselves at a show the first time. They're like, oh, that person's super talented. That person's super talented.
Yeah.
These people could all have their own bands. Some of them do have their own bands and other projects. That I guess, go on.
That other thing was there was no cross-band interaction whatsoever. And I don't think that's TTB. I think that's more an Eagles thing. We're hoping that, see Derek play a little slide on Rocky Mountain Way or something, come out with the Eagles or something. But, I think the Eagles are pretty tight with their show. And I think it's pretty choreographed and it's, in the can and that's the way it goes. And there's no ad-libbing or ain't really no, surprises, I should say.
Maybe their last show was Saturday, Arlington, I think. The band's
too.
What?
I think they added Hollywood too, didn't they?
No, that's Black Crowes and
I thought they added an extra show with the Eagles. I could be wrong.
I don't know. Yeah, I think just one more. I just did a Control F to a find on the tour on the band side. Yeah, I think the Arlington Saturday 16th is the last show. So maybe
it would sure be nice to see that.
Maybe that would be your best chance,
Yeah. And if there's any Eagles fans out there, I did record the whole Eagles show too. It's out on YouTube.
Yeah, that's all on ttbase.net. Also, the links to all of that, like ttbase.net. That's awesome. They're awesome. This site, I use them all the time on this show.
How long have you been a follower of TTB? How many years have you been following them?
Me, pretty much right around when they formed, shortly thereafter. What's that?
2010, right?
Yeah, right around. I saw them late 2010 for the first time live. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know really of Susan, and I heard the name Derek Trucks, and I knew the Allman Brothers hits, but I never went down the rabbit hole until right around this time. I started fiddling around with slide guitar a little bit for a minute, terribly, and my dad's like, "Oh, you should check out Derek Trucks," and I remember the name, and I knew the Allman, like I said, the Allman Brothers hits, but I never went down the rabbit hole until I went to this one show, and then I'm just I started looking up some YouTube stuff before I saw the show. I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. But when you see it live, and then when you go back and watch it, and then when you see it live, and then when you hear, and soon enough, here we are.
Yeah.
Well, too, the thing about live is some people don't like it, but the loudness and feeling it, you can when it's loud like that at a concert, you can just feel it you can feel it go through you, kind of feel it in your soul, The loudness of the music, the vibrations, I think, is what really live music's all about.
We all
turn up loud and stuff at home, but it's that live music, that really, really is them playing it there in front of you is what's really, really great.
when it's music we like it loud, but when it's music we don't like, it's not. It's or we don't want. I guess there's time and a place. I guess.
But like I say, there's times during the show where, my eyes are closed, or I'm headbanging, or I'm, dancing, and I'm not so much watching this show as just getting in, grooving into the music.
There's a.
I like watching everything. I like to see everything. I watch all of them. I don't know who to look at. Sometimes I'm looking at Susan, looking at Derek, looking at Alecia, looking at Elizabeth, looking at all of them. They're all.
Yeah, I do. I think I do both of what you guys do. That's what we talk about on the show all the time, is how you don't know what to look at a lot of the times. Sometimes it's better to look at the band's reactions to the person doing the solo, because you can still hear them playing, but then you see all these other reactions and you're trying to capture everything. Of course, it's beneficial to be closer to the front to see those types of interactions. But yeah, it's like it's like so much stimuli to take in. Just even forget even the audio, just visually on the stage, there's so much going on, the communication, and they're interesting to look at. These people too. They're all stylish. They're all in their own individual ways as well, for sure.
And Derek's stage direction is always nice to watch. I love watching. He'll walk over to the horns. He'll point at them and
the maestro
and give all those little cues.
He's the maestro up there, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, what a band.
Mike sing a couple songs too. He does Skilled Splinters, just fantastic. You'd think it's his song.
I was listening to old Derek Truck's band on archive on the archive.org. I'm like, I go through phases and whatever. Yeah, and going back into to hearing Mike, then is great too. Just like even more obviously in the forefront, and what a talent! Just like all the different tones and the low pitches and the high pitches and the falsettos and just. It's always he has a sense of groove, I think, also. And
that's so great. That's so great about doing the Sly songs. You can make it if you try, and Everyday People. They're all, every one of them's got a part in the song, and it really is. I think they enjoy playing that song. I mean, you could see them on stage; they're having a lot of fun playing that song.
Yeah, my buddy was texting me the other day that he's like, "Oh, I love when you hear the different vocalists." Most of some of my favorite TTB songs are ones where you hear a lot of the different harmonies and other vocalists really featured and with sharing lines or whatever, or maybe, or even just the harmonies are just so amazing. And they're like, I don't know, just like the harmony on Hero, like that's just such
right.
And it's like iconic in my world, so to speak. Like, oh, that's the song we've been listening to for such a long time.
And with all the different instruments, it's just all layered, perfectly layered. Everything has its own little spot, and the horns come in on the right. I think it looks a lot easier than I'm sure it is.
I think it sounds so seamless and it sounds so smooth on the album live, like either way. I feel like if you're a novice music fan, you might not realize that that's a 12-piece band that you're listening to. I don't, just because everything is just so, the parts that they're great. They're all great, and they're even greater than the sum of their parts, if you will.
They're on fire. That's right. I'll tell you what. You got any shows coming up this year that you're going to?
Well, I'm going to that Hollywood show, and we'll see what else on the West Coast with Whiskey Myers and Black Crows and TTB.
That'd be a good show.
Yeah.
We're going to Grand Rapids. They're opening up a new amphitheater in Grand Rapids. It's state of the art. It's like it's supposed to be the only amphitheater in the world that doesn't have any posts or any obstructed view. It is the top of it. It's like completely not supported. It's really pretty cool. And then we're going to St. Augustine, Florida. We're gonna go see them twice down there.
That's are those the last two shows of the year? I know often they are.
They're towards it's like October 8th and.
Okay, well, there's Tokyo after Chicago, Tokyo. There's a few others. Oh, so it's earlier this year. I got you. Yeah, a little bit earlier. That's cool though. Those are special shows.
Tokyo, aren't they? Just notice that.
What's that?
They're going to Tokyo then? TTB is?
Tampa, those Nashville shows, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee, 4 in Chicago theater. It looks like.
How many
And
nights in
that
Tokyo?
2 in Tokyo, and then before that, Nagoya, Osaka.
Wow.
One
Now, that'd
night.
be a
Those.
trip.
Yeah. Then that Sun San Soul. That's next year. Oh boy, but yeah, that TTB in Tokyo would be fun.
I think so. Not this
But-
year, though. That's for sure.
We're gonna try to do the Beacon maybe next year, maybe if we can. We
Have
did
you
that
guys?
last year? So
Have you done the Beacon?
We never been there. We want to try.
Oh, that I'm almost like surprised.
Well, Mary retires in about a month.
Yeah.
Once she retires, she doesn't have to work weekends, and we're free to go grouping around and traveling and doing whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be the first couple I've talked to that kind of, or individuals that kind of center their sort of, your vacation. Oh, I got family member there. Well, I might as well go to the TTB show and insert state because my cousin lives there, whatever it may be. You make it work, and you dedicate a higher percent of your music, art, recreation, whatever you want to call it, budget towards just like TTB specifically.
Well, so you're going on vacation, right? What are you going to do? Go to the museum, go to the aquarium, go to the zoo. So we decided that, you know what? We're going to go on vacation, and one of the itinerary or one of the side attractions is going to be a Tedeschi Trucks concert.
Always a good choice for sure.
You can still go see the, I think we might go to Washington, D.C. or Virginia. That Wolf Trap sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's popular, essential TTB.
They have like more than one night too. So if you see them back to back, you can see the different shows that they have. We like
the residencies. Yeah, that's how I ran up my numbers a little bit. Is going to some of the Beacon residencies. Those are
right. 4
special.
nights in Chicago would be fun too.
Right. That's closer for you guys a little bit, right? How far is that a drive?
3.5 hours,
No, more like 4, 5. But we are not doing that this year because we
can't. Yeah, you can't do it. Can't do it all. That's some of the hardest decisions. Cool. Anything else we should cover or talk about? We done good. We went through the set list and talked about the venue and caught up a little bit. I appreciate the time.
Well, they played 2 more songs in Nashville than they played in Georgia. So, you feel like you get a little bit more, even though it's probably the same amount of time.
Right. No, I think there's something to that. There's definitely something to that. No, they packing a punch with these gigs. I'm sure they're making new fans. Like that's like you're talking about what you were referring to. Like they're up to there's a lot going on between the Derby and the Eagles. Those are notable, iconic names.
It makes it a little harder to get tickets and makes it a little more parking crowded. It's always nice to go see them in a little 2,500 seat theater or something. But it's you can't blame them for wanting to go and do these stadiums and having a great time.
Yeah, I think they're going to continue. Oh, go on.
I said they deserve it too. They're so talented. They deserve to be recognized as good as they are.
Yeah, I think they're going to continue to do Beacon shows and some of these other venues, popular venues amongst the hardcore fans, as well as expand their horizons and sphere of influence. Seems like both things are kind of happening simultaneously. It still seems, from everyone I've talked to in 2026, like still is able to either have an intimate experience with TTB and their music. Even if you're at a stadium show, you still kind of feel like you're saying, you feel the music in your in your soul, and just like people other fans telling me this band is but still super cool. They're not inaccessible, like literally and kind of just generally.
Right.
But we love them. We think they're awesome. So they're definitely
we're going to a lot
band.
more shows, man.
They're my favorite.
Yeah, they're such a down to earth band. Even just like I think even their vibe on stage is very is casual in a way, and that makes it seem more, I don't know.
They seem like
human.
They're having fun. Like they enjoy it. Like they love it.
Yeah, I think they're just having fun out there. you look at them, and everybody is having a great time. They're all smiling, and they're just living it up, man. Enjoy it while you can, while it's hot. Keep going, and just keep it rolling.
They're very in the moment from the start of their show to the end of their show, and nothing is really choreographed. I feel like
that's what's so great about them. I think.
Yeah, you'll get a set list, and you'll see where they change something just because it fit the mood.
Right. Audibles.
Pivot. But I like that so
Audibles.
much better. You look at the Eagle set list. It's the same damn set list every night after night after night after night after night. I mean, come on, at least throw in a couple of songs here or there, take a couple in and out, but I don't know. I just, there's only a few bands out there that do it, like Tedeschi Trucks, and it's really enjoyable for the fans. I mean, it shows they care, man. It really shows that they care about what they're putting out there.
No, yeah, there's a few bands that do it, I think, and of course, I'm going to say that they're the best at doing it, like having that variety, because you're not just getting a variety of songs, you're getting virtuoso playing that moves you in a different way than other music. I feel, especially Derek's slide and her voice, like where else are you going to find that, like with the 10 other people on stage that are super crazy talented as well. It's everything. It covers like so many different genres and original music and covers it's soulful, and it's also rock and roll music. It's you really get everything, all the good music, all the great 20th century American popular music. Right. I feel like in a lot of ways,
the covers of the great bands, and it's like kind of a tribute, to keep the music alive.
Yeah, you get an education. I mean, I've certainly gotten an education from being a TTB fan, whether it's covers they do or bands that open for them or whatever the case may be, or just once in a while they'll play a random cover or tribute to someone who passed or something. They're always educating you as a music fan. So it's easy to make them your top fan, because you're not closing yourself off to other music. If like Tedeschi Trucks band is your favorite band, you're
expanding your horizons.
Right, for sure. Well, thank you guys. Anything else we should mention, cover, talk about?
No, I think we got it down. I appreciate you having us on your show. It's a great show, and want to thank you for everything you do and the time you put into it for everybody.
Oh, for sure. I enjoyed. Now I feel like I was at that show, to some degree, at Nashville. I got the vibe. I want to feel the rhythm of the tour at the best I can, I wish I could be at like every show. How awesome would that be? At least a leg of a tour would be fun.
Maybe someday.
Like yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. One of these days. But I'm grateful for you guys and the music and the band and the crew and listeners, watchers, like, subscribe, do all those things. I'll try to recap Arlington too, I'm sure. Maybe we'll get some surprises and whatever. But thank you again, Cheech, Queen Mary, Chris, right. Mary Jane. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, Peace.
Peace, man.
Bye. Peace.